Hi, my name is Dingo. Today's quick tip is how to rig this bait and why. When I moved to the US in 2009, I brought some soft vibe lures. This style of fishing is called vibing. And when I moved here, I tested the lures out and they worked really well. But the problem was they didn't last very long and nobody in the US knew what they were. So I had to get them sent over from Australia. A few years back, the owner of this company, Nomad, reached out to me and said, "Dingo, would you test them?" I said, "I would love to, mate, because they don't have vibes in America." He's like, "What? They don't?" I'm like, "They don't know what vibing is. Yeah, they got rattle traps and they got blade baits, but they don't know what a soft vibe is. Send them to me, please." He did, and I think I've caught 55 species on them now. I've caught tarpon to 150 pounds, snook to 46.5 inches, redfish to 44 inches, and bonefish and groupers and snappers, fish from tailing fish in shallow water to 200-300 feet of water, fresh and salt. If I was going to go anywhere in the world and take one bait and survive, this is what it's going to be. And I'm going to show you a modification that I figured out to help not get snagged as often, because the hooks on this out of the box are on the bottom. So if you are on snaggy bottom, that is a problem. Lure retriever is handy. But also, you know, line through lures are all the craze right now because the weight of the lure is real easy for fish like snook and tarpon or even largemouth bass that will jump and throw the lure because of the weight of it, using that leverage to shake it free. So I'm going to teach you how I modify this lure to be line through. Pop it out of the box here real quick and take off all the hardware. There's 3 split rings, toe point and on the hooks. So I'm going to reuse one of the hooks. There's only going to be one hook left on the lure. I'm just going to take everything off to start. And you can use other hooks if you want a lighter gauge hook, wider gauge, but these BKKs are dangerous and strong. Very, very sharp. Just ask Tim Klein. He experienced that with me earlier this year, but that's a story for another day. Okay, everything is off, it's just the lure. The toe point is in line with the lure here right now, through wired with this rigid stainless wire. I'm just going to use any pair of pliers will do. I'm just going to rotate the toe point. So changing the direction of it, like so. And the leader's going to slide through there, going to tie on a treble. I'm going to squish one of the barbs on the treble and plant it in the back. There's the leader attached. So I'm going to take split ring off. This other hook becomes a spare. So this leader would be attached to the rod. I'm going to slide it through the toe point. Tie on the treble hook. Any knot will do. Doesn't need to be a loop knot or anything like that, just whatever your favourite connection is. Snip the tag end. And there's 3 hooks. Which one do you squash? Well, there's 2 hooks that go in a different direction to the toe point. So there's only one that's in line. That's the one I like to choose. So I'm going to squash the barb on that hook. That's going to now be planted in the back of this lure. Going to measure the distance of that hook would be sitting on the back with it planted, and the eye pressing up against that toe point. It won't pull through there. So I'm going to, probably can't see that easily from that angle, but I'm going to hook that treble in there. By the time it's embedded in the back of that lure, the eye is now pressed up against the toe point. Reason for this is to get the hooks off the bottom so you're not going to snag, but it is now lined through. When you do hook a fish, that hook will slide out. The weight of the lure is not going to throw the hook. And that's a line through vibe. It's a modification I figured out a couple of years ago. One of the most effective baits I've ever used. Been around in Australia for nearly 30 years, this style of fishing, but new to the US. Check them out.